everybody, thanks so much for joining me again. My name is Lizzie and I am just gonna do a get ready with me today. Kind of a first impressions. I decided to use a bunch of products that I've never tried before and it's the first time I'll be using them. So I just figured I'd share that with you and kind of do a little bit of you know, some more personal information and get to know me a little bit still. And I just wanted to show you this cutie here. This is Rudy. We're just watching him for the day. Sometimes I dog sit through Rover. So we just, since we're work from home, it's just a nice way to get to meet new doggies and give somebody a playmate for Pippa. So he is just adorable. And he's supposed to be like a Yorkshire Terrier pug mix, but I don't really see pug. I see more of a Chihuahua, I think. But him and Pippa are having fun, so they might be making a little bit of background noise. I might kick them out of the room here. So yeah, I just wanted to start with a blank face and let's get started with some new items I was going to try today and see how they work. Let's see, it is, I think, about 10:45 right now, so I'm gonna, you know, do my makeup for the day and then maybe check in this evening to see how it looks, how it's wearing, and give a little final thoughts towards the end of the day and see how it goes. Thanks. Okay, so the first item I'm going to apply is primer. So I'm going to try this new primer. It's MAC Matte Creme. Yeah, it's just called Matte Creme. So it just looks like this clear tube. I think it's been out for a while. I've never noticed it before, but I just happened to see it, I think, while I was browsing through Macy's. And since it's mattifying, I was like, oh, let me try it. So let's give this a go here. So yeah, I wanted to do a little bit of a get to know me still about myself. I was trying to do the assumptions video that a lot of YouTubers have been doing. So, you know, people submit questions or assumptions about, you know, the person, and, you know, they kind of go through and let you know if that's a true assumption or false. And so I tried to poll my Instagram followers and see if they had any assumptions about me that they wanted to ask. This is very slippery feeling, so it does feel like maybe a lot of silicone. I don't really know if it's mattifying. It just seems very slippery. Anyway, yeah, so I tried to poll my followers to get any kind of assumptions that I could start for a video, and I really didn't get any, so that was kind of sad, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm just going to talk about myself anyway, so, you know, it doesn't matter to me. But I did get one assumption from my friend Susanna. Her Instagram handle is Suzette Daisy, so that's SUZETTEDAISY. We became friends, I don't know, maybe about a year ago or a little bit less, and, you know, she loves, you know, the collectible pieces and has like a huge collection that we just fell in love with makeup together and bonded over it. And so she did submit an assumption that we would be friends in real life, which I totally agree with. It's so crazy how, like, I feel like I have so many friends through Instagram that I've never met, but they just, you know, feel like close friends here. While I'm talking, let me try and do my makeup. I'm going to try one of these sample packets. It's the Hourglass Immaculate Liquid Powder Foundation Mattifying Light Beige. So I don't really know if this is my exact shade, but we'll try it. And I don't really wear foundation every day, but we'll give it a go. And it's supposed to be mattifying as well. So yes, so she said, I think we would be friends in real life, which I totally agree with. I wish I lived closer to, you know, all of my Instagram friends, so we can just share each other's makeup, look at each other's collections. So I'm just putting it on my beauty blender here, and I'm just going to use the camera as my mirror. So excuse me if I just seem to be all up in here. So yes, I think we would be friends in real life, and that we would have doggy play dates, because she has a little, I think it's a Yorkie poo, so super cute, named Teddy, I believe. So we would have doggy play dates, and we would just get together and talk about makeup and see each other's makeup collections and get ready together. So I really wish I had friends that I've met on Instagram that live close by, so we can bond over makeup in real life together instead of all via social media. But I am very grateful for having met all of these people on Instagram and YouTube, and it's just like such a great community. I find that everybody just supports each other and, you know, is really kind of there for each other, which is just like another family, because you know, all of our families on the East Coast, and you know, I have friends in San Francisco since we left, and friends back in Massachusetts, so it's really just hard not to have anybody nearby. And so I just find that being on YouTube and Instagram has really just given me a lot of connections and able to communicate at least that way, which is a very nice kind of group to have, and is what I'm trying to say, I guess. So yeah, I do need a mirror here just to see like up close how it's going. I'm getting everything. So the shade isn't too bad. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit peachier than my skin tone. I have some like neutral, more yellowish undertones, but no, it doesn't look completely off or anything. And it definitely looks mattifying. Yeah, it definitely has nice kind of medium to natural coverage, so it doesn't feel super heavy or thick, which I appreciate. So that was her assumptions about me, and I think it's totally true. So maybe one day we will get together and meet up Susanna. I hope so. I'm going to try a new concealer. It's just like one of these little concealer cards. It's the First Aid Beauty, and I think it's their Bendy, yeah, Bendy Avocado concealer. So a lot of people have been liking this concealer. I'm gonna try, maybe I'll try the Fair Pale shade here. Ooh, it looks very peachy here. Let's see. Give it a go. Sometimes I just don't know what to even use with concealer. I'm not a big bake person or concealer type person. I have a little spot down there that's healing. So we'll just cover it up a little. Let's see. And then I did get another one where somebody wanted to know more about my wedding ring and everything there. So the ring that I have, I actually helped Dan pick it out. You know, even aside from Dan not just having to do with his taste or anything, I just always knew that whenever I was to get engaged or married that I want to have a say in what ring I get, because, you know, it's going to be yours pretty much forever, and you want to make sure that you like it and that it's something that you want. So we went to a jeweler in Massachusetts, and it's called Barmakian, and we're looking at their rings, and this wasn't the exact setting that I wanted. So the setting here is like the infinity band, so I just wanted kind of like the plain just band with diamonds going around it. And then I definitely wanted the halo circle of diamonds and then the center diamond. So it wasn't exactly the setting that I wanted, but it was, you know, due to budget, it was either live with this or sorry, just kind of blotting that in there. Live with this one or go with a slightly cheaper center stone. And I was just like, no, I want the, you know, higher grade diamond, the higher carat, the better clarity and cut. So I decided to go for this setting and get the nicer stone for the center. And then, yeah, so I helped Dan pick that out. And I said, well, since it's not going to be a surprise of what the ring is going to look like, you could definitely, you know, of course, surprise me when you actually propose. So that was nice. I knew he, you know, would eventually get the ring. I just didn't know when he would propose. But I think it was, I don't even remember, sometime mid-October in 2014 that he proposed. So that was nice. It was at the Golden Gate Park. It was after dinner one night, and he just like was like, let's stop here on the side and sit on this bench and look out at this like little pond in Golden Gate Park, and just said, God, now I'm forgetting. He said something like, I want you to be the last, I want this to be the last time I ever kiss you as a girlfriend. And then of course he proposed, and that was so sweet. And I'm going to do my brows, so I'm just going to cut the camera off for a quick sec while I quickly do those, because I don't do those very well, so we'll just see how that goes. I'll be right back. Okay, so brows are semi-done. I'm just going to put down some primer here. This is just the Kat Von D primer, so this isn't new, but, you know, it's just primer, so no biggie. So yes, so he proposed, and then I had mentioned before in a previous video that instead of having a big wedding, we decided to just kind of have almost a shotgun wedding. Not because of pregnancy or anything, but just because we were going to be home and everything. And my brother was going to come home, who I haven't seen in a while, and so we just decided to plan a wedding like in February to start. We started planning in February and got married at the end of May. So I got the wedding band here, which is just like diamonds halfway around it. This wasn't really the wedding band that I wanted, but I wanted like the floating diamonds, not like in this setting here. But that was okay. Just got that at a different jeweler's, K Jewelers, I think we just picked that up at in, I don't know, March or April or so, for the wedding itself. Dan did not want a wedding band. He does not like wearing any kind of jewelry or watches or anything. So I said, well, you could get a tattoo of my initial on your ring finger, and I'll be totally fine with that, because that is permanent. And he was totally fine with that. And that was his first ever tattoo right on his ring finger. So it was, you know, a painful spot, but he handled it like a champ. And it's like a cursive E for my name, Elizabeth. So that's the wedding band story and everything. I'm going to try this palette here. It's the Sephora Pro Editorial 2.0. So it was the second palette that they released here back in the spring. So this is the only Pro palette that I have from Sephora. I was just really drawn to these colors because I haven't, I don't seem to have like a bunch of these shades in my collection. They're just so, you know, unique and colorful. And so I decided to finally try it since I've only swatched it before. So let's go ahead and get one of my brushes here. Let's do this one. So I'm just going to use the Sigma Diffused Crease Brush, but I'm going to use this to put it all over the eye. I'm going to try kind of a look that's a little bit more out there for me. A little bit more colorful, a little bit blue. I don't usually do blue looks too much, so let's try and do something there. I don't know if it'll turn out that well. So I'm going to go into this shade here, Pegasus, this baby blue, and put that all over the eye. So yeah, like I said, I didn't get too many assumptions from you guys, but that's okay. You know, I always wanted to be a writer, so I could definitely talk about myself, and I always felt like I had kind of a unique story about being adopted and, you know, growing up in a very small town with a bunch of, like, upper class white families. And I just kind of always, you know, I always knew I was different being Korean and having parents that are white, but I never really kind of tried to not let it bother me too much. I mean, I knew I was different, but I always kind of had a good group of friends and just kind of fit in with everybody. We moved in middle school, so this is like, I don't know if you could see it. It's like not baby blue really when it applies. It kind of looks like almost like a light lilac lavender shade when it's put on, maybe because of the primer or skin tone. So we moved when I was in 6th grade from New Jersey. I grew up in South Jersey, so that was really tough. I really didn't want to move, of course, because you're leaving all your friends that you know. So in middle school, I was pretty shy, and, you know, once I made a couple of friends, definitely I'm pretty outgoing after that. But yeah, middle school was just kind of a weird time where you're just like, I just felt like the girls in my new school were just seemed older, more mature than what I had come from, but it was okay. You know, they were all, had gone to elementary school together, had grown up together pretty much, so it was a little weird being the new girl in the middle of the school year and just trying to fit in. Yeah, this is definitely like lilac shade. It's really funny. And a little chalky, but maybe it's just the shade here itself. And then in high school, you know, I definitely was going through the usual teenage angst. I was a good student. You know, I not like straight A's and high honor roll or anything, but I was like definitely A's and B's, and my worst subject though was math and science, if you can believe that, since I'm Asian. Just kidding, that's a horrible stereotype. Yeah, so math and science were not my strong points. I definitely did not like either of those, but I managed to get through. Oh my god, calculus is the freaking worst. I would never, ever, ever do calculus again. But I mean, maybe now it might be easier because now the internet and the phones and everything, you could just kind of bluff your way through finding the answers online. But back then, no. You just had your graphing calculator and that was it. And that was horrible. Hated calculus. Anyway, yeah, I was mostly English, Spanish, definitely my favorite subjects. And that's what I ended up studying in college. So that just makes sense. So I'm going to take this Urban Decay tapered blending brush here. And I'm going to dip into this darker kind of teal shade in Coven. So the shade here. My room is a mess. Please ignore that in the background. So high school was okay. I had like a really good group of friends. But you know, everybody in high school is going through their own issues and stuff. Like, I thought I was depressed, and I probably was. You know, I had some rough moments, just trying to, getting some fallout here, definitely. You know, you're just trying to find out who you are, where you fit into this world, and being in a very small town, it was difficult. And while I had my good friends, I still didn't feel like I fit in and that nobody like understood me, and I just like didn't have anybody to really talk to. So back in high school, I used to cut myself. I used to be a mutilator, self-mutilator, and I'm not ashamed of it or embarrassed by it. I just feel like not many people really talk about that or address it. Maybe it is something that they, you know, are just kind of embarrassed or ashamed to talk about it, but since it was so many years ago, I really just kind of got over it and I'm okay with it. You know, you could still see the scars on my left arm where I did most of the cutting, and some people, you know, do ask me what it's from, and you know, since it's in my past and it's not something that I do anymore, I just, you know, am honest about it and just tell them, yeah, there was a time in my past that I just didn't really like myself or didn't really know what to do, and so I turned to cutting. And you know, it's amazing, like, how many people I've met that have gone through the same issues, but they don't want to talk about it. You know, I understand it's sensitive, it's, you know, very personal, and it's just everybody has their own, you know, ways of dealing with things. So yeah, they never really want to discuss it. So I just want to put that out there, that I'm fine with talking about it. You know, if there is anything that I could do to help, if, you know, you're also going through that or have gone through that, you could definitely, you know, reach out, and I can just be there to listen. I just really, it was just a time where you felt super alone, and, you know, you don't feel like you can talk to your parents or, you know, my friends. You know, eventually a couple of my close friends found out, and after a few months, you know, I eventually did come clean to my parents, and I did get help, and I saw a therapist throughout high school, and I wasn't able to, you know, stop right away. It was like a process where, you know, it's hard to deal with emotions and feelings, and that would just be my, you know, resort to cut myself, and not, you know, kind of, it's hard to explain. It's just when you're cutting yourself, you just go through this, or at least I went through this, you know, kind of focus where you're just like so intent on that everything else you just kind of forget about and don't let bother you. And so it just kind of cancels everything out in the background, and you're just like so focused on that. So I just feel like when there was times that I just didn't know how to handle stuff, I would, you know, find myself going back to cutting. But that was high school and a little bit of college, and, you know, I just eventually got over it, and I'm not ashamed of the scars on my arms. They're pretty much faded, but, you know, people can still see them sometimes if you're close to me and just wonder what that was from, and I don't mind explaining it to them, and, you know, just sharing my story if that can help anybody out there, that, you know, there are other ways to deal with issues and problems and not have to resort to self-mutilation and self-harm. And, you know, I think Jeffree Star shared his, you know, history about cutting, and I think there's a few other YouTubers I've seen who's, you know, scars on their arms, but they don't really talk about it. And I just don't think it should really be a taboo subject, because it is, you know, unfortunate and something that, you know, people go through, and it's just something that, you know, they should realize they're not the only ones, and a lot of people do suffer from that, and there are ways to get help and be able to manage your feelings without having to resort to harming yourself. So I think in the future, sorry, I'm just looking at the flyaways in my hair. So I think in the future, when I do, like, I plan to do swatch party videos and, like, swatch, you know, my lipsticks and eyeshadows and everything. So, you know, if you see the scars on my arm in those swatch videos, that's what it's from. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there, that was something I went through when I was younger, and something that, you know, I am not ashamed to share or talk about. I really like that shade. That shade was Coven. So now, what do I want to do? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I want to put this palette, well, actually, hold on. There was another shade I wanted to try. I think I'll do, Talisman. So it's this kind of cranberry shade here, that I'll just kind of brush in the crease. This is my Sephora, I don't even know, Pro Drawing Shadow Brush. So a little bit there, just kind of lightly blend that. But like I said, you know, in high school and growing up, I was, you know, a pretty happy kid. I mean, I definitely don't think I had huge issues that, you know, that some other people go through. Like, you know, I had a happy family. I had my biological brother and friends. And even though I felt like my parents just like didn't understand me and were overbearing, they really, looking back on it, weren't. And it was just me being, you know, your normal kind of teenage rebellion, like just getting through that. And then it's kind of nice. A little blending. Oh, I meant to grab some glitter glue, so I'll be right back. Grab that. Okay, so that's 3 shades from the Sephora Pro Edit Palette. I have to clean that up a little bit, but I wanted to grab the Too Faced little glitter glue here, sample pack, because there's a glitter topper I wanted to use for today's look. Just pat that. Okay, so the glitter that I wanted to use, so I got this Makeup Forever Starlit Diamond Powder during the fall sale, and I don't know if you saw the video, but in my Sephora haul, it was just completely not what I expected. It's just straight up glitter, where I thought it would be more like a metallic kind of loose pigment, because I have another one of theirs like this that was like that, and that's exactly what I wanted. And so this is like the shade Burgundy, I think. So that's what I thought this would be, but no, it's just like straight up red blue glitter. And I was gonna return it, but then I never got around to returning it, so now I'm stuck with it. And so now I just figured, okay, let me try it and see how it works. Well, okay. So definitely have glitter flying everywhere, but I could brush that off. And it actually does look okay with the glitter glue. So maybe it is okay that I kept it. Just wasn't what I expected. So it does look pretty nice. It goes with the colors here and eye look. So I do have some fallout though that I need to brush away. So on a lighter note, so like I said, I was a pretty decent student in high school. I managed to get into Boston University with my grades and everything. I didn't do too many extracurriculars. There wasn't really that many at my high school anyway, because it's such a small town. They don't even have a football team. Yeah. So I managed to get into Boston University, and there I was a horrible student. I think it was just like, oh my God, I have all this freedom. I don't have to do anything. I don't have my parents on my back or anything. I can just party and have fun, and that's pretty much what I did. Oh, I just spilled a bunch of glitter everywhere. Oops. That's why these containers are difficult. Yeah, so, I mean, I graduated on time. I passed. I got my degree. But, yeah, I would definitely try to go back and redo my college years if I could. And just maybe try and take it more seriously. Try to pick maybe a different major or minor. But it was a fun time, and I don't have any regrets really. Glitter is everywhere on my face. Anyway, so aside from college and all of that, what else about me? I really like tennis. I'm not a sport person at all, but tennis is the one sport I am like diehard fan for. I took lessons in high school. I play recreationally, and my favorite player is Roger Federer. I think he's a little bit, unfortunately, of a underdog right now. He is getting older and not winning as many champions as before, and I think that's why I just root for him so much now, just to see him, you know, win another championship if possible. And I would love, love, love to go to a Grand Slam and see him play. I would love to watch him win, but realistically, that might not happen. But, I mean, he's such an amazing player that he's even playing at this level at his age, so can't deny that he is one of the greatest players of all time in tennis. So yes, I love to watch tennis. I'm gonna take no, maybe I want a smaller brush. Yeah, I'll just go back with the Sephora brush here, clean it off a little, and I'll go back to the dark blue shade and kind of go under the eye, under the lash line there. So I love watching tennis. I don't mind watching ice hockey. I think that could be pretty fun, especially if it's the Bruins and they could beat the Canadians. I know they have a big rivalry with, I think, Montreal Canadiens, but I like watching them. I would go to a couple of their games in college. Aside from tennis, Dan and I are definitely big TV fanatics. There's always like a bunch of shows that we watch and are loyal to. Like, we'll always find a show to watch on Netflix or cable. Like right now, we do watch Riverdale. It was so funny. Well, it's so sad that Luke Perry died. I was crushed when I heard that. Because he's Dylan. He's Dylan McKay. How can Dylan McKay be dead at 52? That's crazy. I just don't understand. I used to love watching 90210. Him and Brenda were my favorite couple of all time. Even though Shannon Doherty is a bitch. But yeah, we got into Riverdale. My coworker at the doctor's office was like, "Oh my god, do you watch Riverdale?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? What's Riverdale?" And then, so we just started watching it and we got hooked. But this past season has been like really crazy and just kind of out there, so I don't really know what the hell they're doing in this season. But yeah, we watch Riverdale. I watch a lot of reality shows. I love Big Brother. I love watching the MTV challenge, even though they keep bringing these new people on that I don't know. So that kind of annoys me. I just like the old Real World Road Rules players. Now they're bringing like X on the Beach and Big Brother players on, which I'm just like, what is going on? I like watching reality cooking shows. I think I mentioned that before. Top Chef is on, and Master Chef, and Food Network, all of that. Just have glitter everywhere. I have to brush that off. Let me get a Q-tip and clean that up a little. 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, so I tried to clean the glitter up as much as possible and kind of clean up my eyeliner there with a shadow, but I think it's pretty. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I guess I'll keep the Makeup Forever glitter. I just need glitter glue and know that there's a lot of fallout with it. But I do like the look that it created. I do like this palette. I think the shades were pretty easy to work with and blendable. So it's a lot of fun, vibrant shades that I will have to continue playing with. I'm going to use one more shade for my inner corner before I'm done with the eyes. Do I want to do like a blue or a pink or a white? I think, let's just stick with the blue theme. I'm going to use this shade here, Charm. So it's kind of like a shimmery blue. I'm going to use my Wayne Goss number 20 eye brush. Put that right there. Yeah, that's nice. Some Netflix shows that we watch. We like a lot of series. Like we watch the Marvel shows, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Punisher. Watch all of those, even though they're getting canceled or not going to be on Netflix anymore. You should really check out the show You, or like miniseries You. It's with Penn Badgley from Gossip Girl, and he's like this obsessed stalker guy. That was really, really good. So I think they're making a second season of that. It'll be interesting to see what they do for a second season. Yeah, so I just did that blue in the inner corner. Okay, so eyes are done. Let's see here. I'm going to use a new highlighter. Or let's do bronzer first. See, I feel like when I get in front of the camera, I'm just like, totally forget what I'm doing and how to put on makeup, it seems. Not that I'm very good at it to begin with, but this is the Dior Nude Skin Mineral Nude Bronze in shade 04. So this one here, I haven't even touched it. So let's see, swirl it with my big old Benefit Cosmetics bronzer brush. Yeah, it's a little warm. I like to read. I just finished reading. So I've been really into just like books that are page turners. So if the book doesn't kind of grasp me right away and interest me, I'll just kind of lose interest and put it down and move on. So I really like thrillers and ones that really are page turners. Lately, just kind of quick, easy reads. So I just read, oh God, I don't remember her name. Ruth Ware, I think? The Lion Game. I guess Reese Witherspoon, like, put that as her like, nominated book in her book club. I guess she has a book club or something. That was okay. I mean, definitely was a page turner. But it wasn't something like, I thought that was completely like unexpected or crazy. It just felt like, oh, kind of thought that was coming along and thought that was going to happen. So I'm going to use this new highlighter by Pixi. It's the shade Subtle Sunrise. So I got this from Anthropologie since they have Pixi products. And I'm just going to use my Wet n Wild highlighter brush. Maybe I'll just like kind of mix the two. Mix the two there. So yeah, I read that in like a week. And next I have a Judy Blume book that I'm interested to read. I used to love her book, Summer Sisters. I think I read that in high school and I was just like, so good. So this is her book. I think it's called In the Unlikely Event. I have it sitting on my desk. So I'm going to start that soon. And that is supposed to be like a book she wrote for adults since Summer Sisters. So interesting to see how that goes. I like this highlighter. It's like, boom, you can see it. So that's nice. And then for blush, I'm going to use my new Buxom blush. It's the primer infused blush in Dolly. So it smells like coconuts. It's kind of like a creamy kind of texture, but it's powder. Just use this me brush. I don't know, blush brush. I heard it's very pigmented, so you only need a little. So let's try this. And as you know, I'm a huge dog lover, fan. Always had dogs growing up. I always wanted to have horses, though. I mean, I kind of been around horses a little bit. My hometown just definitely had a bunch of horse farms, but I always wanted to ride and have my own horses, but I never did. So that was kind of disappointing. But I love this blush. I mean, I only did a little bit, so it's not like so in your face. But yeah, you definitely can build it up and get a lot on your cheeks if you wanted. I think I want another color too. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh, and this highlighter is so blinding. Like, on the camera, you can't really like see it. I mean, you can see it, but like in person, like sitting in the mirror, I'm like, whoa, that is a lot of highlighter. So this is quite the look it's turning out to be. So that's the blush. And then I'm going to use a new face powder, which is this Cover FX matte setting powder in shade Light. So I've never used this before. Ooh. I'll just use this fluffy Luxie powder brush. Just tap it in because it's already all in their sifter, see? Do you guys put setting powder on after you put on foundation? I've noticed some people do that, kind of to set down their foundation. I don't know. I just always use it after everything, kind of blend it all together. I guess it can't hurt. And then throughout the day, I touch up with like a pressed powder and blot because I do get shiny on my nose, especially nose and chin and forehead. Perfect. And then I'm going to use a new setting spray. I thought I got it out, but apparently I didn't. Let me grab that real quick. It's this new First Aid Beauty, well, it's not new, but new to me. Vital Greens Face Mist, Refresh and Set safe for sensitive skin. So it's green, so it kind of looks like, ooh, I should have tested that mister. It kind of like, it's not very fine mister, it kind of squirts out pretty wet. Ugh. I mean, it smells okay. Let me just blot a little. I hate when you have like setting spray spots all over. Okay, so let's see how that does. And lips. Okay, I'm going to use new lip products. This is my Pat McGrath lip pencil in the shade Buff. Here, this cool packaging and shade. So I remember swatching these in stores, and I don't usually use lip pencils, but I was just like, oh my god, this is so creamy and smooth that, yeah, I just want it. So I don't use lip pencils because I can never get them to line my lips right. So some more about me. I've been to Italy and Spain back in high school. We went with high school trips. So since I took Spanish, we went to Spain. And since I took Latin, we went to Italy. And I haven't been back to Europe since, which is so upsetting. I really would love to go back and visit my friend in Turkey. She lives in Turkey. I would love to visit her. I would love to go to Paris, of course. But I also really want to explore. If I was to go to another country right now, I would really love to go back to South Korea, since I don't remember it. I'm trying to look for my lip. Oh, there it is. I couldn't find it. I would love to go back to South Korea since I was so little and, you know, don't remember it, and it's so modern and has grown a lot now. Or Japan. I would love to go to Japan. Or just like somewhere tropical, like the Maldives or Fiji or something. I'm going to use this Pat McGrath lip gloss. Just, didn't mean to make it a whole Pat McGrath theme, but why not? This is the gloss in Bronze Temptation. I bought this when it first came out and I never used it. So you could tell I never used it because you don't see any color at the top there. There we go. So my lips are a little bit chapped. I should have used a exfoliator or a scrub. Oh well. The gloss smells really good. It smells like vanilla. So that is the lips. And then, oh, last but not least is mascara. I'm not a huge mascara person, but I've had this little mini that I've been waiting to open since I have so many mascaras that I need to use up. But I wanted to try something new before this turns bad, so I'll try this. It's the NARS Climax Mascara. See how this goes. I don't use an eyelash curler. I'm wondering if I should get one. I have like such non-existent lashes. I just don't even know if the eyelash curler would be able to curl them because they're so itty bitty. Do you think they help? Do you think they make a difference? I don't know. I don't know. So far, I am seeing some length with this mascara, which is good. I just ordered some packages and I like hate waiting for them to arrive. It's like I placed 3 orders online and all of them are not coming till like middle of next week, and I'm just like, ugh, just want my packages. I'm so used to getting packages every day, and since I started my low buy and I don't get them anymore, now it's like maybe once a week, if that. I'm just like going through withdrawal. Okay, mascara's okay. We'll see if it flakes or does anything towards the end of the day. So that's it for my makeup look. It's a little colorful for just a Saturday doing nothing, watching dogs. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope, you know, you enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry if it was like kind of losing my train of thought there. When I talk and do makeup, I just can't seem to focus on what I need to be saying or what I'm doing at the time, but I'm trying to get better at it. And so yeah, this was all new items that are new to me that I've just used for the first time, and I think you can still get them, you know, at Sephora or wherever you can find them. And I will do a quick check back later this evening to see how the makeup has held up and see, you know, my final thoughts on them and how it went. So thanks so much. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate that. I'm trying to get to, you know, my first 1,000 subscribers so I could eventually do a nice giveaway for everybody and just show my love and support, how much I appreciate, you know, your love and support for me, and show you guys, you know, show it back to you. So I would love, love, love to do a giveaway. I think they're so much fun. So help me get to 1,000 and you could have a chance to win this giveaway whenever I can finally get that done and pick out some nice items to give away to you guys. And yeah, I'll check back this evening. Thanks so much. Bye. Again, guys, so it's about 8 p.m. and I've been wearing this makeup for a little over 8 hours right now. So I wanted to just do a quick recap of how the makeup held up for the day. I'm in my bathroom and my dog just tried to get in here. So come on, Pippa. No. Okay. Now she doesn't want to come in. So yes, so I just wanted to say right now, I really was happy with this foundation, the Hourglass mattifying foundation. I think it really stayed matte and I didn't notice too much shine or oil throughout the day. I didn't notice it, you know, clinging to any dry spots or becoming patchy or anything. It pretty much held up throughout the day and stayed matte. I didn't even touch up with pressed powder or anything, which is, I usually do that throughout the day. So I didn't have to do that at all. I don't know if it was a combination of the MAC mattifying primer or just the foundation alone, but yeah, that really held up. I think I'm sorry, I'm looking in the mirror to double check everything. I think the highlighter and the blush really stayed well on my face. It's still there. I haven't, you know, touched up any of that. I just touched up my lip gloss maybe twice throughout the day. It wore off already by now because I just ate dinner, so I didn't reapply it or anything for the night. But yeah, that was fine and normal. You know, of course, you always touch up on the lip products usually. And then the eye products, I was very happy that there wasn't any fallout with the Makeup Forever glitter topper. No fallout whatsoever throughout the day. The glitter glue, I think, really did help. So aside from the glitter that I had all over my face when applying it, it held on throughout the day and didn't get any annoying glitter flecks all over my face at all. So that was really nice and surprising. And the mascara stayed on really nice. No flaking or, you know, black marks underneath my eyes at all from the mascara. So that was a plus. But yeah, I think my eye look pretty much stayed pretty true. Maybe just a little bit faded, but not as intense. But yeah, I think this was an overall really successful makeup look. So yeah, those are just my final thoughts. I'm sorry about the echo in the bathroom, but yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that this held up for a good 8+ hours, and now I'm gonna go wash it all off. Thanks. Have a good day, you guys. Bye.